let's talk about more X-Men things, as we have a lot of X-Men casting and talk. And I got to tell you, Jessica, I'm a little bit excited about the future of X-Men in the MCU. I didn't think that I'd think that way, but you know what? They're kind of winning me over. There's a lot of good I got a lot of good X-Men stuff around in recent memory with 97, Deadpool, Wolverine, the possibility of Doomsday being good, that Insomniac game coming out. Like, there's a lot, a lot going on. But first, we got to talk about, the official castings. As we reported, Kit Connor will be officially Cyclops. We talked about that, last week. He will be officially Cyclops. He definitely has the best look, and he's young. He's about what's her Sadie Sink's age.
Yeah.
And so it's everything for that is good. That works perfectly fine for me. What else is there to say? And again, with Samara Weaving officially confirmed to be Emma Frost. So we're getting Jean and Emma on the same team, which is definitely an interesting choice. And, we know she's an X-Men. We don't know if she's going to be an X-Men. I suppose that is true. She could be the villain or, antagonist or whatever. I guess that thought hadn't crossed my mind until now, that it's like, yeah, just because she's announced for X-Men does not mean that she's going to be on the team. So.
Yeah, I didn't assume that it was automatic that she would be part of the team. I mean, because you could, you could do all sorts of things with her. You could make her part of the team. You could make her a villain. I think she'd be more interesting in that gray area. That's probably what I would do with her.
I think that her starting as a villain would work. And she can, she'll start out as some type of enemy and work her way back to, or join the team at the end of the second movie or whatever they decide to do. I really hope they lean into her overly like sexual nature, not just to be like a gooner about it, but just because it'd be different, and that is very much tied to her character, this diva,
All right, Wizard of Gooning.
No, it'd be Wizard of Goon Play. I don't know.
Wizard of Goon Play.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that works. See, I've defended myself. There's no good way to do that. So, which I did also forget to say that our stream when we watched D23 was the State of the Goonian. I forgot to keep that joke up. But anyway, we did get some new castings, of course, with Maya Boyd will be playing Storm. A young Storm, not the racist mammy character we talked about that people did not like about Evolution, apparently. However, there are some people that don't like this casting. And that's because they say that this Boyd character is too light-skinned to play Storm.
I don't buy that.
I don't buy that either. I've seen her pictures, and she doesn't look like they wanted like complete like black, like African black and stuff. There's Storm stands, and so a lot of mutant women people get like really in thoughts about. People were saying that Sadie Sink wasn't going to be good as Jean and stuff, so it wasn't good enough.
What the fuck is this 50 Shades of Black bullshit? Like, come on, man.
I mean, like, I know they didn't like Halle Berry. They said was too light skinned. It's crazy stuff. So. Overall, I'm happy because this actress is an unknown to me, and the best superhero actors are the ones that I did not know of stuff previously. So that's always my thinking. Sometimes you get a good casting that's like, oh man, this is a good cast. It's like, this is the perfect actor I always thought I would play this character. Those happen very rarely. Most of the time it's, damn, I didn't know who this guy was, and he's like perfect. Like,
well, a lot of times that is the best casting because you're not looking at the actor. You're not seeing this character and thinking, oh, that's so and so playing this character. No, you're just seeing the character.
Yeah. And it's good to get these actors when they're younger and they're not as well known because they're cheaper. You sign them on for 8-year movie deals or 8 movie deals, and you're perfect. Like it's like, yeah, we don't care that you're famous. You signed on to do this contract. So, so I think this is a good call, and I think having a younger Storm with the cast will also be good. Something different. I know that the sequel movie or the prequel X-Men movies did that. But because they were prequels, you already kind of knew she was going to become Halle Berry anyway. So like, who cares? But no, they're basically doing what X-Men First Class era did, but better. And with that was the casting of Rogue with Indy Navarrete, cast as Rogue of recent Obsession fame. And she recently was wanted to play Mystique when she was asked who she wanted to play. And that was before there was even rumors she was going to be in this. So she hid that perfectly well by saying she'd want to be Mystique. Like, yeah, Mystique would be fun, but in reality, she was Rogue.
I want to be Mystique, and Marvel was like, "What about her daughter?
What about her daughter? How about?" We noticed that when this came out, there was no Gambit casting though. So I don't know if they're gonna build to that or if we're getting no Gambit at all or what they want to do with that. Channing Tatum does not count, as the age gap between these two would be abysmal. And I've kind of seen Gambit Rogue is like age gap coded, but
unless Marvel says, "Hey, you know that Jean and Wolverine thing that people hate? What if
let's make it worse.
And Rogue." Yeah, but Gambit and Rogue.
People are throwing out their fan cast for Gambit. Someone said the current actor that voices him in 97 and also in Marvel Rivals, because he doesn't have a bad look. Let me see if I can pull him up. Voice actor.
Hello, it is me, Pedro Pascal.
Pascal.
I am going to be playing Gambit as well as Mr. Fantastical. I am going to be playing half of the MCU going forward because I am Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, so here
hey, that could work. That could work. Yeah.
He looks a little older, but like he could work in like maybe a couple of years or something, like when they want to, after she's established. But yeah, he's already the voice and he's already got the voice down. So
oh yeah, that could definitely work.
Yeah. So that's thrown out there. He did say like, thank you for considering me, but I trust them to pick a different guy kind of thing. But overall, like definitely Indy is the most famous of these names that they've announced, but even so, she's like still coming up, but that Obsession movie just hit the ground running so much that people were like, hell yeah,
but I mean, I think she can do Rogue. I could see her in that costume.
Yeah, there have been people making AI of her in the costume. It's been working out pretty well. The hair's not as full as I would kind of want, but they might work around that, or they might not. So it works. And someone did make the Evolution Goth Rogue with her as like that would also work pretty well.
Well, see, that's kind of what I was thinking. I think she might actually lend more to that.
Apparently Marvel's new gimmick is doing incursions in Marvel Comics. And they announced like X-Men incursion. Let me see. So the incursions, of course, are the worlds come together like and they merge, and that's obviously what the new comics are doing. Let me see if I can find I think it's this variant cover here. Oh, that's blurry as shit. So the incursions are like two worlds slamming together and like they're forever changed. So they have like this cover for X-Men incursion where it's like, oh, here's like Spider-Gwen and oh look, we got Ms. Marvel but like you see this right here? Not Ms. Marvel's boob.
Oh, booby.
Look.
Yeah, X-Men Evolution Wolverine.
And then up here is X-Men Evolution Rogue.
Yo, let's fucking go, man. I really don't mind if they do take some inspiration from Evolution.
No, I think it's time for its time in the sun.
Yeah, I agree.
Apparently, from what I've read, I didn't see what. So, X-Men Evolution Rogue was supposed to be brought into the mainstream comics like 20 years ago. Apparently, the writer really loved that show,
Really?
I guess, or something. Was like, yeah, we were going to do that. You think I can find that?
Now,
Evolution.
what I would really like to see in the new films is like a young Nightcrawler.
Yeah,
I'd be yeah, I'd be just fine if they brought in like an evolution version of Nightcrawler or inspired version of Nightcrawler for the MCU.
um, yeah. I do wonder where the cast is going to go with this because the X-Men has a lot that they can do. They can spread out to a lot of people. They can include a lot of people, a lot of fan favorites too. Um and you got Colossus, then that brings you Magic. You got um so much you can do. Um yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find that um thing about, because I read it earlier and I should have saved it, but um oh well. But yeah, I did see that there's some type of thing with like, yeah, we really like that design. We wanted to like bring it into the comics too. Like I think if they would have done like a time travel plot or something, and they would have had her in that version of her, that could have been a fun little nod. Like, yeah, she went through a goth phase. You know. Um uh Daniel's here. Welcome, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Um Mordred says, "Is it bad? I think that Pedro is not that bad as Mr. Fantastic." No, I think me and Jessica both were on the record of liking Pedro as Mr. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I think he's the best live action Mr. Fantastic we've gotten. I think
No, I think I would have disagreed with that. But I think
are you
Ian
talking
was
about
still
the
the best.
one
I
are you
think
talking about
Ian
the
was
one
still
in
the best.
Multiverse of Madness?
No, that John Krasinski, Ian Grufford from the original Fantastic Four, 2002.
Oh no. Now see the reason why I think okay, maybe in terms of looks, yes. But the reason why I think that Pedro's Mr. Fantastic is better is because motherfucker, when that dude was sitting there going over all the science goobly glop and everything at the fucking was that a chalkboard or a marker board?
Chalkboard because it's 60s.
Chalkboard. Yeah, okay. So when he was going over that shit, I was like, "Oh my god, they got down like the like they like that that's like the science genius side of Reed Richards and like him like, considering, putting the good of the planet above the good of his kid and everything. I'm like, there's the darker side of Reed Richards. So I think that Pedro's Reed Richards is much more accurate than any version that we've gotten
Yeah,
of him in live action.
Ian's worked as being the socially awkward nerd though. So I
That
mean,
that
I mean,
that's the least interesting part of Reed
no,
Richards.
but it's part of him though. It's there. So
I still think Pedro's is more accurate to the character.
yeah, I mean, we'll see how the Russos do him, because the Russos are real great about writing people. So we'll see how the Russos could really pull it off, and what we see in that new trailer if we get to it tonight. That's got some good stuff in there. Um, and then Mordred says, "Am I the only one sick of Deadpool's kind of humor?" I think it has its place where it can be too much, but I don't think that it's not warranted. And they did have a video today because Odyssey beat Deadpool and Wolverine for being the highest generating R-rated movie or whatever, highest grossing R-rated movie. And so, of course, what's Deadpool and Odyssey got to make a joke about is the Honda Odyssey from Deadpool and Wolverine. So they were, so you made a connection there. So like that's perfect. That is perfect. But anyway, finally, or not finally, the completing the X-Men team, Christopher Abbott has been cast as Professor X. Finally, putting to bed the rumors and the speculation on who was going to play him. I talked about on the show before, it was going to be, Patrick Wilson. So anyone who said it was Patrick Wilson, throw out all of their opinions on Twitter, block them, mute them, never give them the time of day again because they are liars.
Just imagine Marvel had come out and said, so we figured out how to reverse aging and we're bringing back Patrick Stewart.
And rest assured, audience, we will kill him again. It will happen.
Over and over again. Just the same thing. Over and over
He better
again.
not die in Doomsday, because that's some bullshit. Because that means they would have killed him on screen 4 times.
But imagine if Patrick Stewart's like, look, if you're going to kill me again, make it permanent this time. And then he's just like, and I'm not talking about just in the film. And then Ian McKellen's like, good Lord, Patrick, that's dark.
So, yeah, I think this guy looks all right. He's again an unknown, which, like I said, is good.
But you take the hair off though. Try and picture him bald.
He does have a thing going around where he was bald in a role. So I don't know if they have that. Yeah, that is out there. He did shave his head for a role. So
I mean, it would work. I could see him. I think it works.
Yeah, he's definitely like, it'll be interesting. He's an unknown guy, but I think that's what we need for this new branch of MCU.
I mean, so far, man, these castings, at least in terms of looks, they're on point.
Yeah. I really hope that the rumors are true, and that means that Lee Pace is going to be Magneto. I don't know if that's necessarily rumors or just fan casting, but according to the leaks, one of them was supposed to be an actor we saw in the MCU before, and obviously it's not Charles. So is it Magneto? And if that's true, Lee Pace would make sense. He didn't get a fair shake as Ronin, and he can do a whole of a hell lot more. And
is Lee Pace Jewish?
I'm not sure,
because I could see them going specifically for a Jewish actor. I'm not saying that they have to do that for Magneto, but I could see them doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Ian McKellen's Jewish, isn't he?
I don't know, but
I'm almost 90%.
Lee Pace was born in Oklahoma and he was raised in Saudi Arabia, apparently. Because his father worked in an oil business. He was raised Catholic. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Ian McKellen is not.
He was
Jewish.
Born one day off from my birthday. He was born on March 25th. So yeah, so he's 47, and I think he'd be a decent role, like decent Magneto. I think he'd work.
They've got to nail Magneto.
Yeah, I mean they're batting 1,000 already. They're batting 100. You know,
I mean, so far
McKellen and Fassbender.
I mean, so far. Oh, you mean in terms of Magneto? I thought you meant in terms of the new casting.
Well, that too, but in terms of Magneto, it's like they've nailed Magneto both times.
I mean, so far this new cast is it's I'm impressed. So, but you gotta nail Magneto, man. You got to. Yeah,
and there's got to that's a tough call because you got to get a good actor, dramatic actor, character actor, powerful actor. And you got to have chemistry with Charles. That'll be a whole other problem, you know.
Yeah.
Mordred says, I want the real Hulk back, damn it. Where's my Hulk movie? I tell you where your Hulk movie is, Mordred. It's in theaters right now. Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah. If you want to know where the Hulk movie you're looking for is, well, go speak to Universal.
But do support that movie if you want better Hulk, because if Marvel sees that, they will give us better Hulk.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the best depictions we've gotten of the Hulk in the MCU. Man, is in Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
That's not what I mean. Well, it's what you got, Mordred. All right.
Look, you either take it or leave it. All right, that's what you got. All right.
Just because you want the fancy fast food, the fancy restaurant burger, we don't have that. Okay, you got to have this McDonald's or nothing. Okay, you want a burger or not?
It's like Mordred's like, that's not what I meant. It's like, I forgot the part where that's my problem.
I forget the part where that's my problem. Still watch that movie anyway. But anyway, tell you what we do have for the villain of this movie. Finally, I have been waiting decades to see this character finally make it to the movies. The only character the X-Men movies never touched, besides only hinting at. And I think that's because he was supposed to be the villain of like Logan or something. And that's Mr. Sinister, where Adam Driver will be playing Mr. Sinister.
Now, Mordred says, Mordred not care. Mordred want Hulk. I mean, I do too, man. I want another solo Hulk film. I'm right there with you.
A good one.
So I know there was like the whole talk about him playing Magneto and everything. I would have been fine. I would have been absolutely happy with Adam Driver as Magneto, because I think Adam Driver is one of the best actors in Hollywood right now. I really do. He's the best part of the sequel trilogy, hands down. The only reason I would go back to watch those films is just for the Kylo Ren shit, because I think he's a really good actor, and if he was given a better script in those movies, Jesus Christ, fuck, dude. If he was given better writing in those films, holy shit, he would have stole the show. But no, I think I've seen him in other stuff. I think Adam Driver is, I think he's one of the best actors of our time. I wanted him to be Snape in the Harry Potter reboot. That didn't happen. But I would have been fine with him as Magneto. Like, I could picture him. Now, they would have to dye his hair, obviously.
Yeah.
But I could picture him with the silver hair, the red outfit, or maybe they would go with the purple outfit. That's possible too. But I
could go with the black outfit.
They could have yeah, but then that's too close to Kylo Ren. But you know what? I would have taken it. I would have taken actually. They would have looked pretty sexy in the black outfit. Now.
all right.
But no, I would have been fine with him being Magneto. I would have been absolutely fine with that. Mr. Sinister, that's interesting, because I'm trying to picture him as Mr. Sinister. I can picture him as Magneto. But Mr. Sinister, I mean, I'm not. I think it's a good casting, but I'm having a hard time picturing it.
I think he'll be able to have a lot more fun as Sinister. He'll be able to eat up the character a lot more as Sinister. Whereas with Magneto, he probably would end up just playing it very Kylo, which I'm sure would have been good. But a lot of actors want to have like a challenge with their role, and they want to do different stuff. That's why Robert Downey Jr. came back to play Doom, besides the money. But he gets to play a different guy. He gets to do different things and challenges skill level. And Sinister can be either like, Sinister's a weird pervert at the end of the day. He is a weird, creepy guy. And he hates Cyclops, but he hates Cyclops, but he wants Cyclops and Jean to fuck so that he can become more powerful. That is his plan.
When you put it that way, man, holy shit. It's
that
like
he's literally doing what Palpatine didn't do, but like he wants a dyad in the mutation.
I just picture like Kylo Ren sneaking up behind Cyclops and being like, hey, you got a thing for redheads?
See that redhead over there?
Redheads are pretty hot.
I will clone you a copy of that redhead if it means that you do fuck. You have to.
I'm just saying, I bet she's pretty wild in
But
bed. You know what I'm saying?
apparently, when they announced
I
this
want to watch.
casting, they
I
they
want to
didn't
watch.
announce him. They didn't announce him as Nathaniel Essex. They announced him as Nathaniel something else, which is his one of his aliases that apparently he used when he was in charge of the orphanage that raised Cyclops. So he's basically going to be Cyclops' big bad. Basically, he's going to his tormentor. And so
Yeah, I'm good with that. Mordred is asking who would be good as Null.
who would be good as
Um,
Null? Well,
I
keep in mind that we did technically get Null in live action already, and he was played
yeah,
by Andy Serkis, who I would say is not bad.
yeah. I don't think he was bad as Null. Now, if they were to like recast him in the MCU or whatever, hmm, what would you say to Keanu Reeves as Null?
Keanu Reeves, I think that's a Keanu Reeves can't be everybody, but I don't see him as Null. I'll be honest. Like Null needs to have a presence to him that
You don't think
like
Keanu Reeves doesn't have a presence?
Keanu Reeves got presence, but Keanu Reeves I think would be wasted. Like I can think of better roles for Keanu to play. Is what
Dude,
I'm
you
saying. Like it's more
listen.
like I just don't want to waste him.
Fuck around with Null's dog and see what happens.
Yeah, right. Which is dog is the symbiotes. So I mean like it makes sense. I do wonder if we're probably never going to get Null. I think we were supposed to get Null because Venom 3 basically sets up that he was going to be back.
It's at some point down the road, I think we'll get Null again because he's just too big of a threat to not have at some point. But I don't think it's going to be for a while.
Sony would have to be able to play ball and let them do like a King in Black as like the next big Avengers threat. And I think that'd work.
Oh, I think it definitely
to do that. But the problem is the Sony stuff. That's the issue. And that's holding them back. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe the deal was, hey, we'll let you have an Avenger and an X-Men in this damn movie. You let us use Null later.
Yeah,
I think the rumor was that was going to be what Spider-Man 4 was going to be, was Null. But that was the script that Tom Holland said he's going to walk out if he has to do that movie and to give him something better.
Really?
So, yeah. Because that's what they were setting up. You know, the symbiote appears at the end of No Way Home. Venom 3 sets up Null. You know, like they were going to do that. And I think he was like, fuck that shit. The Venom shit sucks.
If Doomsday's leading into Battle World, which is what I think is going to happen, I mean, Peter could get the symbiote at that point.
Yeah.
And that could in the reset it. Let's say he gets the symbiote, somehow it carries over to the reset universe, and that could lead into Null at some point.
Yeah, I mean they have already their lead into Null, from that shitty movie that sucks that we don't talk about. But you know, Gore the God Butcher's sword, All Black the Necro sword, that's Null's sword.
Yeah,
so it's a symbiote sword.
So I mean, there's sprinkled around in there for Null.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know who'd play him in my like. I need like a Shakespearean actor, a very trained, you know, like I'm like Lee Pace, honestly, but like Lee Pace would work.
So when you
do the same voice as he did as Ronan, but
when you say Shakespearean, what are you going for here?
Like what we used to get playing like villains in the 2000s movies. You know, you used to get Ian McKellen, and you'd get, you know, these high level like performers, Patrick Stewart.
Would you want like an older actor?
Older, but not like too old. But if it's all CGI and voice acting, then sure, get whoever you want. But if it's like,
what about the guy that played
capture?
What about the dude that played I can't think of his name off the top of my head. That played Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
Oh my god.
I'm pulling it up, don't worry. This guy looks all right. He was gonna be in something or fan casted for something. I can't remember. I've never seen his face recently.
I will say, okay, he gives very Christopher Lee vibes. Like
Yeah,
when he plays Tywin, like I'm like, motherfucker, you're Count Dooku.
yeah.
Like,
It's not a bad if they needed to recast Dooku for something, he wouldn't be bad.
oh yeah, no, in Game of Thrones, yeah, when he's playing Tywin, yeah, he gives serious Count Dooku vibes.
I remember seeing that people wanted him to be someone in a superhero thing, or he did get cast in a superhero thing. I don't remember which, but um, yeah, I think that's too old though. I'll say I think that's a little too far down. What I would want for Null, because I do want him to do like the I'd say 40s, like Lee Pace, just when I was into that, like 40s to maybe early 50s, but
You
like
just want
someone
Lee
who's
Pace.
I just want Lee Pace. But like if he's Lee
You want
Pace
Lee
playing a
Pace.
cosmic, he's
You
playing a
want Lee
cosmic
Pace.
character that's just Ronin again.
You
Like
want
you
Lee
can't do
Pace to
that.
just play everybody in the MCU.
Um,
Lee
but
Pace
I mean
will return in
the
Avengers
way people
Doomsday.
fan cat Johnny Depp wouldn't be bad.
Hey, Johnny Depp as Noel would work.
Johnny Depp could work. I won't lie, that's a good one, Origin.
Yeah. Ooh, I
Johnny
like
Depp's really good.
that. I like that.
So, with that, we do have some more talk. Feige talked about the X-Men a little bit. He said there's been 10 great X-Men movies, and there could be 100 more. There's a saga upon saga with these comics that haven't been told yet. Now Feige's saying there's 10 great X-Men movies. What fucking X-Men movies he been watching? Because there's like great ones, like what, 3 or 4? 2? I mean, there's a couple good ones. I mean, there's a good amount of good ones. There's a lot of bad ones, but like great ones, got like
Well,
X-Men 1, X-Men
X-Men
2,
1, X-Men 2.
The Days
First
of Future
Class, I think,
Past,
is great. First Class
First
is great.
Class, Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past.
Do you count Logan as an X-Men movie?
Yeah, I'd count Logan. Yeah.
All right, so that means you got to count Deadpool then, right?
Yes, I would
So
go
that
ahead
means
and do that.
so that's Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and Deadpool and Wolverine. That's 8. So which are the 2 that he likes? Also, it's like Last Stand.
What you didn't think that I'm the Juggernaut, bitch, was
that does help
was an
that movie a lot, but
that was an Oscar winning. That should have been an Oscar winning moment. All right, come on, man.
So there's that. The Wolverine is all right, but it's not great. It's decent. X-Men Origins Wolverine is bad. Dark Phoenix sucks. Apocalypse I kind of like, but I still wouldn't put it as great. But you could make the argument, so that's 9.
Apocalypse is messy.
Apocalypse is messy, but it's better than. So it's really, if you're counting Apocalypse and Wolverine, then yeah, that's 10, because he would cut out X-Men Origins, and he'd cut out Dark Phoenix. That's funny. That's exactly what he did. He cut out X-Men Origins and Dark Phoenix, and he counted the rest of them. And Last Stand, he cuts out Last Stand. So you could swap Last Stand in with the Wolverine if you wanted to. So 10. So that's what Feige's thoughts, and he is right. There is a lot of story you can tell with the X-Men. Generations of stories. You want to do Krakoa, you do Krakoa. You want to do Brotherhood, you can do Brotherhood. You want to do Sentinels, you can do Sentinels. You want to do Genosha, Genosha. You want to do Savage Land, Savage. So much you can do with X-Men. And I really hope that they just give us, I want like a movie every 2 years of X-Men. I don't care. As long as they're good. Overstuff me. And sign on other directors to make other mutant related projects. Give Gambit his own movie finally. Who gives a shit? I don't know. Just do X-Force movie, X-Factor movie, do anything. Any X-Men, all X-Men.
Clip what Wizard just said. Overstuff me.
Overstuff me.